Hello again and welcome back to an extremely warm London. The Greece shenanigans just continue and it looks like Athens is going to miss that key deadline with the IMF. I've been speaking to James Hughes from eToro before that deadline passed and I asked if it really matters if they miss that key repayment.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't necessarily matter now. The key thing is that the IMF were the power to start off with back when we were negotiating a lot harder around this 1.6 billion. The IMF now become a bit of a side issue. It's all about the 3.5 billion euros owed to the ECB now. That's the key number. So whereas the IMF were the big problem to start off with when we thought that this was just about this one bailout, it's now no longer the case. Christine Lagarde has come out and said that all of the aspects which the Greek people are going to vote on in the referendum are now, after a default today, are no longer relevant. So the IMF are still playing hardball with what they want to do, but to be honest, it doesn't necessarily matter now. The IMF, as you say, can't really force anything upon Greece, and the bigger issue now is Eurozone membership. This is really what we've boiled down to. The money for the IMF pales into insignificance when you've got 3.5 billion euros owed and the fact that Greece may not be in the Eurozone.
Yeah, what do you make of the way Tsipras and his government has acted? Sometimes I get extremely annoyed. I think he's been irresponsible. The other side of me thinks that it's great, it's a radical, he's shaking things up. Do you think he's going to get what he wants?
Well, I think Tsipras has been elected with a mandate. His mandate and his election promise was we will not accept tough austerity measures from the ECB and the European Union anymore. We will not accept these. And he has stuck to that line, to his credit. He has stuck to that and not moving away. And when we've got to the real crunch time, which is now, he's asking the Greek people and saying, you elected me to do this. Are you still happy for me to do this? That's basically what this referendum is saying. If you're not, then tell us. It's basically a leadership election again. So I think he's stuck to his guns with it and he's pushed in the right directions. Now you can say he's being incredibly irresponsible with letting things go the way they are going and all the bad mouthing of the EU and the bad words that are being said either side. It's a tough situation. There is no positive outcome now. There's nothing which is going to be positive for the Greek people, for the Greek government, for the Eurozone, or for the IMF. Everyone loses in the situation where we are at the moment. So you could argue that has been an irresponsible way to go forward. But I think in terms of what he's done, he has stuck to his guns and he is now asking the Greek people if that is still what they want. And in terms of will he get it, I don't think he will. I don't think he will get what he wants in the end, but that doesn't mean I don't think that the Greek people will vote no.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So what do you think the outcome of this vote will be? I know eToro's done some interesting research there.
Yeah, we've done some research. We've polled our Greek clients, our Greek client base, and the vote is incredibly tight at the moment. We've been running that for a couple of days, and the vote is currently saying 53 yes, 47% no. So it's incredibly tight. And when you see, yesterday we had the rallies in Athens, there is a real split down the middle of how people want this to go forward. And it's that horrible saying of markets hate uncertainty, but this is just the utter unknown. We say as a joke that people are making up the rules as they go along, but this is literally having to make the rules up as they go along because there is no precedent here. We don't know what the outcome's going to be. We don't know how the Greek people are going to vote, and even whichever way we get, if we get a no vote or a yes vote, we don't know what happens after that. And I don't think the ECB or the IMF know either.
Yeah, just to finish off, I mean, last time you were here, you said that you thought Greece was heading out of the euro, but I want to put forward an alternative situation, that there's a bodged solution until we get to that vote. The vote is yes for the reform packages. Tsipras goes, they get the next amount of a bailout money. Is that not a distinct possibility?
Yeah, of course, that is a possibility. If the yes vote happens, this is almost a win for the Eurozone. So the yes vote happens, Tsipras, who has been the thorn in the side of the EU, is out. They get really what you could argue as the preferred leader from the EU's point of view. And everything gets pushed through the way the EU want to do it, because that's the only option after that. So that is a distinct possibility, especially when we're looking at the polls being so close as to how they're going to go. I still think that it wasn't long ago that they voted Tsipras in. The austerity measures were incredibly tough, and I don't think the Greek people will be willing to go back to that situation.
Well, the Greek drama just continues. Stay tuned for more interviews and analysis, but from a lovely sunny London, goodbye for now.